Hey, good evening, my friends. Welcome once again to another edition of Wednesday Night Live. My name is Mike Avery. As always, glad to have you along with us as we do this virtual, basically, looking at it from my perspective, it's like an old fashioned TV show. It's like a live TV show, except that we're doing it online instead of over the air. But the concept is much the same as a live call-in radio show, using modern technology, using the internet to distribute the program. Let's see who we got along with us tonight. We got my buddy Craig. We got Brian along with us. Randy's with us. Kevin's with us. Johnny, for that, you're not going to win that ham. Johnny says, "To heck with you, Avery. I'm not here for you. I'm just here for the ham." Hello, Ed. How are you, buddy? Steve, Eric, Paul. Well, you said it. Bruce, Ted, Jason, my brother, Scott. Where'd we go? John's with us. Levi, Eric. Good evening, David. How are you? Nice to have you along with us on another edition. Jay, Jim, Terry checking in from a snowy Shingleton. Hello, Cliff. Nice to have you back with us. Cliff, a relatively new friend here. Where did Linda go? It's me, Linda from Ann Arbor. Linda, it wouldn't be a Wednesday Night Live without you. Thanks for joining us. Bill, appreciate you saying that. Hello. Chris, how are you? Sean. Johnny just proved he is a ham. That's right. And Johnny's not going to win a ham because of that. I'll tell you what, Johnny, if you can promise Mike. Ross has company, so he can't stick around too long. Ross, you and your company. You're forgiven, buddy. Jerry, how are you? Robert, Sean says, "Hey, all." He says, "Hell, all." He either means "Hey, all" or "Hello." Oh, Brennan, nice to have you along with us. Interesting you bring that up, Scott. I'm going to talk about that tonight. Scott says going to be warm next week. Get the Angler Quest ready. I don't have an Angler Quest right now, but I know people who do. No problem, Sean. In fact, who said that? Jeff over on YouTube says, Mike, what day is it? Mike, what day is it? We all know what day it is. It's hump day. Okay, got that out of my system. Johnny says, "Ross, I'll put in a good word for you. You can split it." It's hump day. Trufin checking in. How are you? Hey, Harry, you're not up at the Sioux anymore. Are you done for the wintertime now, or is that job done? And when are you going to retire, you old man? About time for an old guy like you to put your feet up, sit in front of a fire, and just relax. I say that because Harry's the same age as I am. We kind of grew up next to each other. Hello, Don. Good evening. How are you? Louie. Always a pleasure. James. So we got a good crew tonight. And we usually do on a Wednesday Night Live. And I'm going to call it basically the winter time, even though it's not winter. It kind of feels like it, doesn't it? But as Scott was saying, we got a warm front or a warm. Hey, Scott. Yes. That look, the picture you sent me looked very good. 3.7 second hump day. Hey, good evening, Dave. John Callison, our official timer, has a meeting tonight for the CMU Bass Club, so he's not going to be with us. So we might need an unofficial timer, and the problem with that is if we get a time, it can't officially count. The drawing for the Pure Michigan Hunt will be the first week in January. Oh my gosh, Jen, you guys drove all the way to the UP and back? I thought you were going up there. Jen, you picked a bad day to drive to the UP and back, didn't you? West Branch. Well, be safe, huh? Am I done hunting? Harry says he's wrapped up for the winter. He'll retire right after me. Harry, I'm not retiring. I want to go till at least 70, as long as I'm still here on Earth, as long as God wants me around. Am I done hunting? No. I'd like to get back out a couple times. Like Tony here. Still trying to get a late season buck. I'm trying to shoot a late season doe. Although, look who this is. Although I haven't been out in the last week. And to be honest with you, all the stuff I've got going on here at the house, my projects are slowing down now. But this is a very, very busy time of year for me for work. As we wrap up one year and get into next year, we've got some changes for next year, and I'm working on several more. One of the changes for next year is we're going to start a Primal Tree Stands podcast next year. He says, oh, no, he's pulling the plug at 66 in a few months. Look at this. These ladies and gentlemen, Lance Valentine of teachingfishing.com. My buddy, good buddy Lance. Lance is hoping for one more day of fishing next week. No more news on that, Josh. Well, thank you, Harry. I appreciate you saying that. Speaking of that fishery, I interviewed Brad Dupuis of Angler Quest Pontoons today for the December edition of the Angler Quest podcast. He's dropping a 2022 Angler Quest in Saginaw Bay next week during the worm spell. He says he's got to do some testing, some product testing. And we talked about that. There's a big fish out there right now. Big fish out there. Enjoy the trip. I don't know if I'm going with him, Eric. I hope so. Near 60 next Thursday. Yeah. So a good week to be out there, right? Let the fish spawn, Scott says. Now, here's the interesting thing. And what we're talking about is a proposal by a Michigan NRC commissioner to open up the lower Saginaw River to year-round fishing because they had closed it years ago under the guise of a spawning ban. To protect the spawning fish. Now we've got an NRC commissioner who wants to open it up. Does that mean those fish are no longer spawning there? Or does it mean we never had to have a spawning closure in the first place? I find it interesting. Johnny says, can we not mention snow, please? I tell you what, Johnny, if I never hear the word snow for my entire life, I'm okay with it. Right Warriors checking in. Clint, good to have you along with us. What is Right Warriors? I'm going to have to look you guys up. Right Warriors. They do not stop exactly, but they don't stop us from catching the spawning fish in the bay, though. I don't understand it. Drew checking in on YouTube. Mike, what are your thoughts on there being more deer hunting opportunities for firearms in archery season? Isn't archery supposed to be the opportunity weapon? I don't know. Good question, Drew. And we're talking about Michigan. I don't know. I don't think I want to get into that right now because I haven't given it as much thought as I should. So I don't want to just, no pun intended, shoot from the hip. Fred says he doesn't think they're spawning there. Knock down the walleye, they'll lower the creel limit. I got to wait. Well, I was going to say knock down the walleye population, let us run unlimited number of rods, but that won't knock down the walleye population. It'll just let us catch our fish quicker. I should turn this around. Jay's 50th anniversary. Skipping winter. Now the borders are open. You headed north to bear hunting on Canada? Yeah. And I was up there. Actually, I was up there last August, Brian. I will go back again next year. No, Scott, I don't know what happened at the wolf meeting, but I wasn't expecting much. I'll tell you that. Brian, one thing I do hope to do is have a springtime bear hunt. Hopefully Quebec. Although I got offered a springtime bear hunt in Saskatchewan, but that's a long, long drive. 13 hours to Quebec was wrong enough. Hey, Joe, how you doing, buddy? So what's on my list tonight? I have not been hunting, as I told you. Here's Lance. Oh, here's good information. I was privy to a conversation and data about the Saginaw River proposal last week. The walleye population is at historic highs right now. I'm looking for info on spawning areas, lake versus the river, but the year-round season, according to the data, would not hurt the walleye population in the near term. Thank you, Lance. Agreed. Makes no sense on rod limits when you're exactly, Fred. That's the whole point. That's the whole point. If you're limiting your daily creel limit and the fish are protected by a size limit, what does it matter how many rods you run to get there? Scott says it's only 26 hours. Piece of cake. You did it twice. You're younger than I am, Scott. I'm too old to make. Scott, do you know how many cigars I would have to smoke on a 26-hour drive? That's how I judge my drives. How many cigars? How many cigar drive is that? Like a drive to Detroit's like an hour. It's like a 1 hour. It's like a 1 cigar drive. A drive to the UP is a 2 cigar drive. A drive to White River is a 3 cigar drive. So what would that be? It would be 9.5 cigars. Well, yeah, that too, Harry. Doesn't matter, Brad. Nice to have you with us. Always appreciate it. Cameron, you are so late to the party, but I'm going to indulge you anyway. Mike, what day is it? Last one was 3.7. I'm all into records here lately. It's hump day. There's a new one there. What day is it? Yes, we do have discount code. Where we go? Yes, we do still have discount codes. Here's how you get one, Jason. Go to primaltreestands.com. Primaltreestands.com. Use the promo code Avery, and you can get one of those Wraith 270 see-through ground blinds that I love so much for $199 and change, like $199.42. But you got to use the promo code Avery. Promo code Avery. Hey, Daryl. How are things in White River, by the way? Wait. Did we get the ham buzzer? Dave says his Wraith 270 worked great today. It's a lot better than my other blind. I think I'll get another one. Go to primaltreestands.com and use the promo code Avery. Ed says he used the Michigan brand meats code today. No, Linda, I haven't. And here's how you get. See, I'm all about saving you money while you're spending money. You can save 25% on your MUCC membership if you go to mucc.org. Use the promo code Mike, all caps. You can save 20% on anything on the Michigan brand web. If you go to michiganbrand.net, use the promo code Mike21. You can save 20% on everything on the Primal Tree Stands website. If you go to primaltreestands.com and use the promo code Avery. Doesn't matter if you're late or not, Lori. Always glad to have you here. Cold, but supposed to warm up for a few days. That's what we're looking at down here too, Daryl. Speaking of a Michigan brand ham, what's this say? Brian's opinion: bag limits are set to preserve the resource, and regulations aren't set to reach those daily limits. My opinion. Let me think this through for a minute. Bag limits are set to preserve the resource, okay, and regulations aren't set to reach those limits daily. So then, Brian, if the bag limits are set to preserve the resource, and maybe you and I are saying the same thing. If the bag limits are set to preserve the resource, and say on Saginaw Bay, we got an 8 fish limit, which is a ridiculous number of fish. Does it matter if I use 3 rods to catch those 8 fish, or do I run 6 rods? Does it matter? Bernie's slipping in his old age, aren't we all, brother? Johnny says the best blind you'll ever use, and Johnny's got a couple of them. There are other see-through blinds. Double Bull makes one that's very nice, but man, is it expensive. I paid $600 for my first Double Bull see-through blind, but that's when I fell in love with it. I don't know exactly what that meant, John. Sorry, 3-1. I think it's the same NRC commissioner who proposed that, Dennis. My concern is, should NRC commissioners be proposing things like that? Isn't their job to, I don't know. Well, and you can't mandate, I mean, right? I mean, if somebody's not going to obey a law or abide by a law, what can you do about that? Me too, Jim. Me too. And there's also, I'll be honest with you, there's another blind out there called a rhino blind that's completely see-through top to bottom that looks pretty good too, but it's more expensive than the Wraith. Speaking of primal tree stands, I think I told you we're starting a primal podcast in January. Looking forward to that. Oh, so what's on my list here? I have not been hunting because I've been working on projects both at home and at work. All good. Ross, don't mention fireplace. The weather. We are always at the mercy of the weather. Dave says he uses a Cabela 500 series chair, very comfy. We're always at the mercy of the weather, doing what we do in the outdoors. But it's going to get warm for a week or so. Take advantage of it. Maybe get out, man. Do some open water walleye fishing. Late season deer, rabbit hunting, predator hunting, surf fishing, pier fishing, trapping. Fishing, maybe ice fishing in the North Country, open water down south. Trapping is an interesting topic, isn't it? That's on my list to talk about. But I'm feeling the urge to give away something. Nick, are you here yet, Nick? I think Nick Grillo is standing by. My good buddy Nick Grillo of Michigan Brand Meats, michiganbrand.net. We had some Mike Avery hunter sticks in the studio today, and they went fast. Perch fishing still on fire. DNR are the biologists. They are the only ones who suggest or set regulations. Yeah, it shouldn't be an NRC commissioner. How are those see-through blinds for wind protection? You know, they're surprisingly good. I got to be honest. And you know what else? There's Nick. Okay. Where'd we go? They're surprisingly good at keeping the rain out, even though they have holes in them. They have mesh so you can see out of them. I've sat out there in wind and rainstorms, and they don't let a lot of wind or rain through. The code for Michigan Brand Meats. Jen says the Avery sticks are her favorite. Mine too. The code for Michigan Brand Meats, Harry, is if you go to michiganbrand.net. Let me just double check this. In fact, I'm going to bring it up for you. michiganbrand.net. And use the promo code Mike21, you can save 20% on everything on the Michigan Brand website. So if you can't find Michigan Brand products close to you, and here where I live, we've got them everywhere. If you want to try them, like I would suggest you do, go to michiganbrand.net, michiganbrand.net, use the promo code Mike21, and you can get a good discount. Okay, bag limits are covering too broad of an area. We shoot 5 to 7 deer here every year. We're still overrun with lots of deer where other areas don't have it at all. And that's part of the problem with trying to, here we go. Also doing a 10% online sale for ham should be live starting Friday. Thank you for that. Thank you. The problem with wildlife management is you almost have to do it county by county, especially deer. But the DNR doesn't have the resources, the manpower to do it county by county. Chris, finally able to get that giant 8-point, just had to use the rifle to get it done. Chris, please post a picture. Look at this. And can still use the Mike21 promo code on top of that, 10%. That would put you at 30% off on a Michigan Brand ham. Jason says he hasn't even seen the 10 does the DNR wants him to shoot. Brad's got to go. Work evaluation, first job, first year. All right. Good luck. Hey, Mike, how are things in Arizona? When you go to Arizona, do they call you Snowbirds too, or is that just Florida? Okay. We've talked about Michigan Brand ham. Ham for the holidays. We have a Michigan Brand ham every holiday here at the Avery house. I love them. The honey glazed spiral cut ham is just to die for. And everybody we've ever had over, we get people now coming over expecting to have a Michigan brand ham. Snowbird's there too. Gotcha. So we're getting to be kind of known for that. And I like that because it's a great product that's family owned, Michigan based, and it's great. You want to try a Michigan brand ham? Here's your chance. You've got 2 minutes starting right now. And John Callison's in a meeting tonight, so I'm going to need a semi-official timer because I'm feeling very windy. Make your comments like Josh just did right there about why you want to win a Michigan brand ham for the holidays. Please, though, don't make a comment like you're going to give it to a needy family. That's a wonderful, wonderful thing to do. But when you make a comment like that, it makes it very hard for Nick to choose a winner. Now, I'm going to do something here that's very gross because my sinuses are plugging up, okay? Sorry about that. But I'm never going to break a record if I can't breathe. Green eggs and ham. Spiraling to win a ham from Michigan brand meats. Kevin's checking in. Who else is checking in? Scott needs a Michigan brand to take to North Carolina. Me for a Michigan brand. Mini hams. Love to try yours. You got a minute 30 on the Michigan brand. Why do you want to win a Michigan brand ham for the holidays? But it doesn't deserve it. Crystal's never tried a Michigan brand. Another turkey. I don't blame you there. Josh says, I've already won one. Don't pick me. What is it? A minute 15. When at Easter, awesome. Absolutely. I promise to stay the whole live show. Otherwise, you're going over to what's that? Andy's. Yeah. We always lose Johnny on Wednesday night for Andy's. Pick me. 1 minute on the Michigan brand ham. Chris wants one out in Kansas. Then we'd have to call it a Michigan, Kansas. Johnny, you're in, man. Mouth-watering. 30 seconds on the Michigan brand. 30 seconds on the Michigan brand. Julie says she loves ham. Ham I am. Best ham you'll ever have. MichiganBrand.net, MichiganBrand.net. Use the promo code Mike21 to get 25% off. And then also starting Friday, use 10%. Use the promo code and get 10% off on a ham. 10. Where's our timer? 9, 8, 7. Make sure with Andy's. 6. Can he do it? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nope, it's not there tonight. Just not there. I could tell when I started it wasn't there. Unless you want me to pass out right here on camera, which I guess would be kind of funny too. Better than tag soup, that's for sure. They are the best. Here we go. I know it wouldn't be Wednesday Night Live without the buzzer. Your fade is red starting out. My God, brother. No, not too many cigars. Oh, listen, you weren't here last week. I did 40 seconds last week. I set a new record. 40 seconds. About 39.8, something like that. My lungs are in great shape. Brian Miller is tonight's winner. Brian Miller. And I don't think I've ever had COVID either, and that helps. Brian Miller. Congrats to Brian Miller. Brian, what we need you to do is either direct message me here your shipping address where you want Nick to send this ham, or Nick's on here right now. You could send it to him directly. A shipping address on where you want. Brian says, no way. Oh, my. It's you, man. Send us an address where you want that, and Nick will get that off to you. And hey, Mark's heading out to Missouri. Well, no, heading where? Listening, Missouri. Headed to Arizona. Staying here. And look, Nick Grillo, man, you know how much I love working with you guys. You know how much I love the Grillo family. And you know what respect I have for your company. I'm sending people to the website, michiganbrand.net, michiganbrand.net. Check out all the products they have. They have a store locator where you can buy them. You can buy them online if you want to. Michiganbrand.net. As always, Nick, appreciate it. And Nick will be back next week as we give away another ham for the holidays. Yeah, Scott, I was looking at that. I was talking to Brad Dupuy of Angler Quest today as we recorded an Angler Quest podcast. He's got a new 2022 Angler Quest on a trailer that he's going to run over to Linwood Beach. And as soon as he can get that in the water, he's going to do it. If I get a chance, I might jump out there with him for a few hours. I really want to see that 2022 in action. 8'6" beam, cantilevered fishing platform, new bimini system, new beefed up rail system. I'm really excited about that. And yes, with the weather in the 50s next week, it should be on fire. Great products for sure. Congrats, Brian. Yes, I'm always hamming it up. That's what I do for a living. Great products for sure. Thank you, Nick Grillo. Appreciate it, buddy. MichiganBrand.net. Also, he's also an avid outdoorsman as well. Yeah, Craig's 50 plus on the bay and probably a 20-mile-an-hour northeast wind. Well, Craig, I'm thinking if it's going to be 50, it's not going to be a northeast wind. It's going to be a southwest wind. Wouldn't it? Listen, second week in December, 52 degrees on Saginaw Bay and an 8-mile-an-hour southwest wind. There you go. Nathan says, I guess it'll just be a Wisconsin ham for me. Congrats, Brian. So it's not sour grapes. Nathan is at least congratulating Brian, too. And logo stickers. Well, I don't have any, Harry. I don't have it. And here's why. People have asked me this before. They're like, hey, we'd like to put an outdoor magazine sticker on our truck. And I thought about this for a while. Seriously. And to be real honest with you, AQ is hooked up and ready. To be real honest with you, Harry, the reason I haven't done it is that brand, that logo is my brand. It represents me. I've worked very hard to establish it. And I know if people could see it out there on other vehicles, it would give me exposure. However, if people see it on a vehicle with a guy being an idiot and cutting people off and driving like crazy or drunk driving or God forbid, whatever, I don't want it to be a bad reflection on me. Listen, I have enough trouble just keeping myself on the straight and narrow. So I've been reluctant to do that in the past. I don't know if that makes sense, but Lori says they haven't put the Polar Craft away yet. It'll be a great weekend to be out on it. That's for sure. That's for sure. Lance Valentine of Teaching Fishing. What a great guy. Lance, Brad was telling me about a couple of concepts. He was fishing with a guy, Jason Graham, who he better be a weatherman too. True. Who's fishing all braided line now. Harry, and I understand what you're saying, and I do appreciate that, buddy. Braided line because he doesn't have to run the lures as far back. He can get them deeper with less line out there. Your thoughts on that? I consider you to be the consummate troller, the expert troller. Are you going to lose many fish by running a braided wire, a super line, because you don't have the stretch? What do you think, Lance? I mean, if I could, I usually fish real shallow anyway, but out there in the summertime, you got 75, 80 feet of line out. If you could do that with 30 or 40 feet, wouldn't that be great? Mike, looking at my picture, which I am not good at taking pictures, but I can send it to you. Oh, yeah. Chris, please do. I'd love to see it. Scott says he likes the braided idea. Yeah, it has some merit, doesn't it? For one thing, you probably wouldn't break off as much because I don't keep track of my mono like I should. He's running it this time of year, Josh. You know him, do you, Scott? I don't know him. Lance says he's tried it. I can't get you. There we go, Lance. Room to make a mistake. Okay. Scott likes braid. Jim says it gives give and take. So it's like 50-50. Some of you like it, some of you don't. It's my understanding, Cliff, that Mark is good to go. I've seen those on there, Craig. Yeah, Romanex got him on his precision trolling app. And by the way, if you're somebody who trolls, you need the precision trolling app. They used to call it the Troller's Bible. Yeah, it's a good thought. Idiots who sticker. Oh. I'm rarely speechless, Mark. And right now I don't even know what to say. So I'm just going to move on. Thank you. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you for saving me. That was a good one. Your wife shows you how. Hey, I had a problem with Facebook today. I have a love-hate relationship. Well, mostly hate relationship with Facebook. I like the fact that I can reach a lot of people, but I hate the fact that they go in and arbitrarily change things and don't give you a head up. We did get the one figured out today. Like if you're on Facebook and you send me a picture and then I like to share that picture on the page, they used to show up under the community tab. Yeah, me too. Laughing in a disturbing kind of way. Anyway, they used to show up under community. They changed it now over to mentions. But of course, they don't tell you that. You just got to figure it out or ask people on Facebook where it is, which is what I did. So Flicker Shed, number 7 to 11 feet. Okay, here we go. So number 7 Flicker Shed, which I run a lot in the summertime. To get 11 feet, it's 75 of mono and 61 of braid. So you're gaining some. I guess you're not gaining as much as 75. Yeah, I guess I would have thought you'd get more than that. Okay. Lance, perfect example, and that's why you are the man. Teachingfishing.com, teachingfishing.com. Somebody said who's on the show this week because we want to get away from the idea of an outdoor magazine tramp stamp on a guy. There will be extra Maker's Mark in here when I'm done because of that. Kicking off this week on the Outdoor Magazine radio show, Brian Mastenbrook from the DNR talking about the Michigan elk herd. Joe, I'm going to come back to that here. Saturday starts the December elk season. Then Ted Harpham of Dart and Archery. I love Dart and Archery. I just wanted to check in. It's the late archery season. Christmas is coming up. The ATA show. Always love. I love working with Darton. Then Jim Felgenauer talks about perch spearing on Lake St. Clair. It's the only place in Michigan you can do it. Oh, good reminder here. Eric Hilliard of the DNR reminds us that time is running out to apply for the Pure Michigan Hunt. You need to apply for the Pure Michigan Hunt. $5. You cannot beat it. I put in several of them. Yes. And then Ken Brzezinski, talking of trapping, Ken Brzezinski from the Michigan Trappers and Predator Callers Association. I have much respect for trappers. I have been fascinated with trapping ever since I was a kid because my dad used to trap muskrats. All right, Joe, appreciate that. Good luck to you. And so I would see these big gangs of traps hanging out in the shed, and I thought it was cool. I never went with him. I was too young. But think about this. Here's why trappers are so cool. If you're a gun hunter, all you have to do is get I know, Scott, is to get a deer within 200 yards and you can shoot it. Okay. If you're a bow hunter, get it within 30 to 40 yards and you can shoot it. But if you're a trapper, you have to target the critters you're targeting. You have to get them to come through an area like that or step on a pad that big. That takes a lot of skill. I think trappers are the most knowledgeable outdoors men and women in the woods today. ATA with no Nick Percy this year. And Scott, I talked with Tracy, and we're actually going to rework the Killer Food Plot spots, and they're going to start advertising again. When Nick passed, I took those spots off the air because Nick was featured so prominently in those spots. So I'm going to redo them, and we're going to get them back on the air. But of course, the Killer Food Plots podcast, I mean, you can't do that without Nick. It just doesn't work without Nick. So, yeah, ATA. You know what? Yes, thank you, John. And you can transfer him too. In fact, you can get him as a Christmas present, and if you win, you can transfer it. I tell you what, I'm going to buy mine as a Christmas present, and if I win, I'm going to buy mine as a Christmas present to you. And if I win, I'm not transferring him. I'm keeping him. Lance, just to be clear, Jason Graham is an awesome angler, and I know he has his stuff dialed in. Definitely a guy to listen to and consider how he does things. No, I got you, Lance. I appreciate that. If you are a winner, correct. No, John, good point. And this has happened before. A couple of years ago, there was a guy who got a Michigan bull elk tag, and then he won the Pure Michigan hunt and got another bull elk tag. So he transferred that one to his brother. What are the odds of that? Amen. Still number one. Being a trapper made me a better deer hunter. Exactly. John says, I can do that too. Yeah, a trapper. When I was interviewing Ken Brzezinski today, he said, you know what? You're right, Mike. He said, trapping will make you a better hunter. Oh, that'd be cool. All right. So how do you get a Pure Michigan hunt? Well, how do you win? That's the question. But you can apply any place you can buy a license. You can go online to the DNR website, or you can go to any licensed agent. The deadline is December 31st at 11:59 p.m. December 31st. That will be, that's what I said too. Hope you bought a lottery tag right after lottery ticket. That will be the same night that Michigan plays in the Orange Bowl. Never too young. Yeah, I should have done it, Dave. Yeah, when Michigan plays in the Orange Bowl. I wish I could get one too, Dave. I'm convinced someday I'm going to win one, but I'm probably not. Yeah, what are the odds to get a bull elk tag, which is like a tag of a lifetime, and then to get a Pure Michigan hunt too? Bill, you're so late. You're so late. I've already run through that. Linda says, go blue. I have enjoyed watching them this season. Past few years has been kind of an exercise in frustration, but you like the sound? Like I said, based on that comment earlier about the logo, this will be half Maker's Mark and half Crystal Light here in about 10 minutes. And if you weren't around to see what we're talking about, don't worry. You're better off not knowing what that post was, because I am disturbed just thinking about it. The transfer option is a very good thing. If you get real lucky and get extra tags, elk tag is the one I want. Me too. I'll tell you what, John, if I get a Michigan, Pure Michigan hunt, I will keep the bear tag and I will keep the elk tag and probably some of the gear, but I will gladly give away all the other tags. It's like, what Andy's is calling, is it, Johnny? Well, I give you credit, buddy. You stuck around longer than normal. Hard to find good trappers. Beaver population seems to be exploding. Vodka and Crystal Light. Haven't tried that one. Maker's Mark and Lemonade Crystal Light is my jam. And tonight it will be. I think I'm done. About 5 minutes early, but I think I'm done. Unless you got something that we need to talk about. A couple of things. The promo code on Michigan Brand. Go to michiganbrand.net. Use the promo code Mike21. I'm not even going to post. Mark, you're the same guy who got me in trouble before. And me, I'm cringing. You as well, Jen. And Primal Tree Stands, primaltreestands.com. Use the promo code Avery. Get the Wraith 270 see-through ground blind, which is a great Christmas present too. If you've got a hunter on your list, a deer hunter, a bear hunter, turkey hunter, for $199.42. 2,300 more words, and then I'll type the end. Now, how do you know it's 2,300, Bill? Do you have I'm serious. I don't know the answer. Is there a quota, or do you have to reach a certain number? I don't know how that works. All right, my friends, listen, thanks for joining me on this edition of Wednesday Night Live. My email address is mike@mikeaveryoutdoors.com. Do not hesitate to reach out to me, mike@mikeaveryoutdoors.com. The website is mikeaveryoutdoors.com. Ross Elliott checked in just in time to have us call it a night right here on Wednesday Night Live. Have a good night, my friends.